Step into the game. We the Curry brothers, night and day network. We bring awareness to the community, spreading consciousness. With the truth we chase greatness. In the darkness we shine like the brightest stars, using our platform to break mental prisons. You know who we are. From the streets to the stage, we never back down. Constantly evolving, we wear the crown. Mindful warriors, we're changing the game. Never staying the same. Night and day network, we're here to stay. Bring awareness and consciousness every single.
Don't be fooled by the internet. It's cool to get on the computer, but don't let the computer get on you. It's cool to use the computer, don't let the computer use you. You all saw The Matrix. There's a war going on, the battlefield's in the mind. The prize is the soul.
Yo, what up, y'all?
Yeah. What in the hell is going on out here?
We got the West Nile going on.
Got the West Nile going on out here.
They're pushing the West Nile in the media very, very heavy right now.
Man, so close to election time. We might have to, stay in our houses, put our mask on, and maybe buy a whole full bodysuit so we don't get stung or bit by these mosquitoes.
Yep. All right, shout out to y'all on Facebook. We live on Facebook and we live on Rumble and YouTube at the same time. So shout out to y'all.
Shout out to y'all.
Gotta get this information out there because we seeing that they pushing this West Nile virus agenda in the media pretty heavy. So it looks like they trying to force everybody back inside again, y'all. Wear your mask, get your hazmat suits.
Wow.
So you won't get stung. Yep. That's what they pushing. So I just seen recently in the media that an 18-year-old kid, high school kid, was stung in the neck and became paralyzed from the neck down. What they saying is due to the West Nile virus. So let me go ahead and pull that up and we can go ahead and start off with that because we definitely gonna get into the Bill Gates GMO mosquitoes too. And all them 750,000 was released on the public, which they trying to breed out the natural mosquitoes with the GMOs mosquitoes. So we're gonna get into that too. So let's go ahead and get into this real quick. This is today's news. So let's go ahead and get into this.
This morning, in the peak of summer mosquito season, 2 families are sounding alarms about rare mosquito-borne illnesses and the dangers they pose. In suburban St. Louis, 18-year-old John Proctor VI, known as BB, lies paralyzed in a hospital bed on a ventilator. His father says it started earlier this month when the recent high school graduate complained about headaches and dizziness. Then symptoms escalated.
His speech was slurred. He couldn't raise his arms up and he couldn't smile.
Hospital doctors placing the previously healthy teen in intensive care. The diagnosis, West Nile virus from a mosquito bite, paralyzing him from the neck down. The family praying he'll recover. This as the family of Stephen Perry, a 41-year-old New Hampshire man killed by the rare EEE virus, speaks out. Writing in his obituary, the director of nursing services and avid Boston sports fan was stricken by a sudden and rare brain infection and died after a week in the hospital, adding Stephen left those that he loved far too soon. It marks New Hampshire's first reported human case of Eastern equine encephalitis, or EEE, in a decade. 4 other states also reporting cases. The virus is rare, but has a mortality rate of approximately 30%, while experts say West Nile is also on the rise. Among those sickened, Dr. Anthony Fauci, hospitalized for a week with the virus, quoted saying he felt like he'd been hit by a truck, adding, "I've never been as sick in my life, ever." In Chicago, pest control company Mosquito Joe is seeing a 20% spike in new customers, fearful after seeing a case reported in neighboring Wisconsin.
When people call you, are they mentioning these viruses specifically?
Yeah, that's the name. I guess that's Mosquito Joe.
Mosquito Joe Biden?
Mosquito Joe Biden.
Most of them are. A lot of people say, just come out, just take care of it.
Homeowner April Manhurt had her property sprayed to protect her dog, Charleston.
I think even more than just concern for myself, also my dog, and this, you don't know how it affects you until it's too late.
Yeah, scary for a lot of people. And by the way, symptoms-wise, these viruses, experts say, start out like a cold or the flu with basically headaches, fever, runny nose, things like that. But they say if you start experiencing neurological symptoms like losing your balance or confusion, they say seek medical care immediately. And by the way, the best ways to protect yourself are all the old standbys: wearing long sleeves, pants, using bug spray with DEET, and dumping out or draining any standing water on your property where mosquitoes can breed. That's good advice.
Well, this is the only case that you see about somebody getting stung in the neck and becoming paralyzed from the neck down. Like, that's unheard of, bro. I didn't ever hear nothing about that happening to someone in that capacity from getting stung by the West Nile. I mean, I could be wrong. Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know.
I don't know too much about that.
Yeah,
I don't know too
about
much
that.
about the West Nile and mosquitoes and all that. I thought it was malaria that they were spreading.
That too.
So malaria, West Nile, so it's all through the mosquitoes, and they just happen to have GMO mosquitoes out there, huh?
Yep.
Huh.
So I guess ABC World put out a general world the New Hampshire residents, a person has died after being tested positive for the EEE virus. So they saying it's the EEE. What the hell is the EEE?
The mosquito concern has now turned deadly. A mosquito-borne virus killing one person in New Hampshire, a Massachusetts town taking action, closing parks and fields after dusk, and the spraying in and around New York City. Authorities in several states are now watching this closely. ABC's Ariel Reshef on this again tonight.
Tonight, planes and trucks in Massachusetts are loaded with pesticides as health officials try to protect communities at high risk for the triple E virus, a rare but potentially deadly mosquito-borne illness. The targeted spraying comes just hours after neighboring New Hampshire reported what is likely the country's first death this year from the virus.
While the risk...
Let me just say this real quick. But by them spraying that shit, they're killing more than just mosquitoes, bro. Like, y'all killing every pest in the goddamn area at this point, riding through spraying that shit. And how harmful is that to humans? Humans that got to breathe that shit in. See what I'm saying? Let's continue.
Is very low. The cases can be really severe. And this is why we want to reduce our contacts with mosquitoes.
Health officials say the adult patient was hospitalized with severe central nervous system disease, testing positive for Eastern equine encephalitis virus. It's New Hampshire's first death in 10 years. While most infected people don't have symptoms, some cases can be severe. About 30% of those who get brain inflammation die.
The severe cases are what we're most concerned about, of encephalitis and disorientation and potentially death. And that's why, of course, we are especially concerned about any cases of triple E.
Plymouth, Massachusetts, which is at high risk for triple E, is taking extra precautions.
Plymouth has decided to close their fields and parks from dusk to dawn.
That's where it starts, y'all. They start to close stuff up.
Bro.
We'll start forcing people right back in the crib again,
bro. They're going to have niggas scared of mosquitoes now, right? And then just think about those videos you seen from China where they was just spraying the street with this mysterious shit. Like, this open it up for that. And the shit that they spraying actually makes you sick. Yeah, I mean, you gotta think about it. Oh, you can't go outside because those scary mosquitoes out there. And next thing you know, they spraying neighborhoods with mystery shit. They using drones and all types of shit, just going through each neighborhood, spraying that mystery shit all over the place. And then people getting sick and wondering what the hell's going on.
Right.
I'm telling you, that's how they set it up.
Hubba. Money. Who do you trust?
Who do you trust?
Like the Joker and the Batman shit.
Again, because that is the most prevalent time for mosquito activity.
Overnight, New York City spraying to reduce the risk of another mosquito-borne disease, West Nile virus. And David, officials say the best way to protect yourself, use bug spray. Make sure to wear long sleeves and pants if you are outside at dusk.
See, it'd be the shit that they spraying that'd be making you sick, and people would think they got West Nile.
Yeah.
See, that's the shit right there. And then bug spray. Now, I wouldn't even trust using that. Now, the bug spray would probably activate whatever the shit that they spilling. I mean, that they spraying.
Yeah.
Because you gotta think about it. During COVID, they locked niggas in the house and told niggas to clean everything. Everybody was using them cleaning products for everything, poisoning themselves with the cleaning products. Yeah, I mean, with the heavy chemicals and staying in the house because you're scared of invisible something outside.
Let's not forget they released all them damn GMO mosquitoes. Let's
Mm-hmm.
not forget that. Let's not forget.
Mm-hmm.
Now look what's popped up later. Come on, y'all. Let's get into it, man. If y'all ain't hit that like button yet, go ahead and hit that like button. We're gonna go ahead and get into this, man.
Inside boxes like these on the Florida Keys, a possible key to what scientists hope will slow an invasive and dangerous mosquito species. They're called Aedes aegypti and are known to carry diseases like Zika, dengue, and yellow fever, the females spreading infection with their bites.
In the Keys, they make up just about 4% of the mosquito population, but are responsible for virtually all of the mosquito-borne disease transmission to humans.
The potential solution starts at Oxitec's lab, where tiny eggs are injected with a modified DNA strain, ultimately producing mosquitoes that have what's called a self-limiting gene. Only the male offspring can survive past an early stage. The boys, unlike their female counterparts, do not bite.
They run out of females to mate with, and that's how you bring the population down.
This week, Oxitec began the process of releasing 140,000 male eggs in 6 locations along the Keys. That is part of a live experiment greenlit by the EPA, though some environmentalists are crying foul.
Genetic engineered organisms are not something that we can control. Evolution will find its own way.
This isn't disrupting anything within the environment naturally?
We haven't seen that, no, and we are targeting the Aedes aegypti.
She's lying. Look, you could tell just by her face.
Dye that is invasive.
The company says similar projects in Brazil led to a 94% reduction of the targeted mosquito population and point out their research is peer-reviewed. Locally, residents buzzing about benefits and risks of unexpected consequences.
My gut feeling says it's probably not a good thing. We don't know enough about it.
The EPA says they conducted an extensive risk assessment based on the best available science and does not expect the trial to have adverse effects to animals in the environment. Does this represent the potential for greatly reducing the amount of Zika or dengue fever that's prevalent in a community?
We hope so. That's why we're doing this.
The debate on this.
EPA need to be focused on all that glyphosate shit that's being sprayed everywhere and the shit that's in the bug spray that they telling y'all niggas to use.
Go and breathe that in.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Breathing that in.
All them goddamn pesticides and all that shit out there. That's what the EPA need to be worried about. I don't know what they worried about this shit for. They got a lot more on their plate they need to be worried about.
That's a fact.
Clear here. Okay, so we know this is going on in Florida, Sam. Are they planning to bring this project anywhere else in the U.S.?
Yeah, that's the game plan, Hoda. And here's the thing. The mosquitoes only travel a few hundred yards, so this is very surgical. But if it works here, it can be exported to other places, not just to Florida, but across the world. This company, Oxitec, has used similar technology in places like Panama, Malaysia, Mexico, Brazil, as we mentioned. So it's been out there. They've used it for taking care of pests that destroy.
These companies ain't shit. These companies, the mad scientists. This ain't nothing but commercials to promote them goddamn companies.
Yep.
To promote that shit.
Crops.
They come with the bug spray. They come with the vaccines. Just to promote all the shit. All the shit that they got to come with it. Yep. It's a hustle. They love the hustle.
Niggas love the hustle. All right.
Keep y'all niggas scared and keep you buying the toxins, which will give you these symptoms.
For us there. Sam, thank you.
So let's go ahead and switch gears. Let's switch gears real quick because we want to get into, before we get into that, let's hop into this, where they release 750,000 of these motherfuckers from in Florida. Just drop that shit on the population. Look at that shit.
Is now weaponizing mosquitoes against themselves. Today, bacteria-infected mosquitoes will be deliberately released in St. Augustine. That at 10 this morning. Now, don't be alarmed. This virus that they're infected with doesn't affect humans. However, it will help to reduce the mosquito population, especially mosquitoes that spread such diseases as Zika and dengue fever.
Bro.
Science is now weapon.
Bro. So let's go ahead and get into what they doing, how they producing these damn mosquitoes throughout the they got a factory that Bill Gates owns. A factory for these mosquitoes. Matter of fact, before we do that,
mosquito factory.
We ain't even get into this one where they drop them damn mosquitoes on. I don't know what it was at, some type of outing, some public outing and shit. Let me see if I can pull that up. I know you sent it to me earlier. I think it was from BitChute too. Let me see. Yeah, I think it was. If you could send that to the Night and Day Network DM. I think it was from BitChute too. Hold on. All right. Because that shit was crazy. Let me see.
You talking about when he dropped the Jones on the crowd?
Yeah, on the crowd. Yeah, they was out there like at a social event. And all these motherfucking mosquitoes just swarmed them. Damn, where is it at? I just seen it. I know some let me see. Hold on, y'all. We just trying to get this I thought I had it pulled up, but I got it. I see it. I got it. I see it. All right, let me pull this up. Yeah, it was at some type of public outing. Is this shit right here? Nah, that's not it. That's not it. Hold on. It's this one. All right, hold on, y'all. Just trying to get this shit together. Thought I had that. But that's another one too. I'm gonna play that one, but this is the one I want to play. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it.
This shit happened out of nowhere. We just sit here all of a sudden and then we start attacking people. Look at all these people. People are leaving. Look at this shit. It's attacking all these people. Out of fucking nowhere. It just started. We were just sitting here for hours. Okay, I'm getting out of here.
They didn't drop the mosquitoes on the whole damn public outing. Right from the damn helicopter
in Maryland.
Yeah, right from the helicopter.
Yeah, they did that in Maryland, and it's funny.
There you go.
It's funny how they
look at that shit.
Dropped that in heavily, black populated areas.
Right.
Yeah,
You see that shit? And it's probably malaria. Who knew? It could be malaria in them fucking mosquitoes,
didn't they
bro.
say Fauci got hit up? And don't Fauci live in D.C.? That's close enough.
Right. No, they
Then
just
they say
dropping
them niggas got lab. The lab is somewhere in that area.
I'm about to pull up the lab. Bill Gates lab where he breathes.
See, these
where he
niggas,
breathes
they out here doing this shit, and then they acting like it's some mysterious stuff that's coming out of nowhere when they out there doing that shit.
Shout out to Bravo said Oxytec, a biotech company, was released 2.4 billion GMO mosquitoes. Yup, in California. Yup. Yeah, we got that. We got that receipt too. Well, they just
they releasing them Jones all over the United States, Florida,
look at that.
Maryland, Cali. Yeah, they releasing them Jones everywhere.
So that's happened to TED Talk. Remember Bill Gates on TED Talk?
For example, there's more.
Let's get into this one. Y'all remember this?
Get into that.
For example, there's more money put into baldness drugs than are put into malaria. Now, baldness it's a terrible thing. And rich men are afflicted. And so that's why that priority has been set. But malaria, even the 1 million deaths a year caused by malaria greatly understate its impact. Over 200 million people at any one time are suffering from it. Means that you can't get the economies in these areas going because it holds things back so much. Now, malaria is, of course, transmitted by mosquitoes. I brought some here so you could experience this. We'll let those roam around the auditorium a little bit. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience.
See that shit?
No reason why poor people should have the experience, and they dumped a whole bunch of mosquitoes on a crowd of black folks in Maryland.
You see how he talk?
And look at the jokes. Look at the jokes behind it.
Look at it.
Have the experience.
Bring it back a little bit
only
more.
Poor people should have auditorium.
So he takes and releases a mosquito into the auditorium and then makes that remark.
Auditorium a little bit. There's no reason only poor people should have the experience.
And they all there clapping for that shit.
GMO mosquitoes in the hood to get rid of the poor. Like, that's all this is about, is to get rid of the poor.
Right.
We want the poor gone. You know what I'm saying? The poor is a burden now. And they got AI technology to do menial jobs now, so they don't need y'all niggas no more.
Just look at this shit, bro. Let's get into it, man.
That's my goal in time.
Lee County Mosquito Control is releasing mosquitoes into the Edison Park neighborhood. That might sound counterintuitive, but it should protect you.
You see, the mosquitoes being released are sterilized males. And NBC2's Hope Salmon is explaining how this
Sterilize the males. You heard that code word?
deadly animal.
The mosquitoes are released from a container like this all throughout the Edison Park community in Fort Myers. They're only releasing sterile male mosquitoes, so when they mate with the female mosquitoes, they won't be able to reproduce.
We have this certain mosquito called
My nigga, why are they trying to replace these mosquitoes, bro? Why are they trying to play God? And you know what I'm saying? And lower the population of mosquitoes and shit. In the name of
Code words.
In the name of sterilize. I know I heard it. Sterilize the male. I heard it. Population control, ladies and gentlemen. Once again,
specifically in the poorer areas of the ghettos, and in the ghettos of Africa and the ghettos of America and around the world.
Yep.
Called Aedes aegypti, which is an invasive exotic mosquito that's really good at transmitting disease. Rachel Moriali is a scientist at Lee County Mosquito Control District. She says you can find this mosquito hiding all around your home, and their favorite food is your blood.
It may bite someone, it may pick up a virus, and then after it lays its eggs, it goes to bite someone else, and that's how that virus can spread.
So why release more mosquitoes? Well, these males can't breed, which slows down mosquitoes from spreading. Male mosquitoes also don't bite.
These male mosquitoes that have been sterilized in our lab using x-rays will
Sterilized.
seek out female mosquitoes.
Sterilized.
They'll mate with the females, and the females won't produce viable offspring.
They first started using the
Did
sterile
y'all hear
technique on
this?
Captiva a few years ago. It was very successful, so they picked a second spot right here in Fort Myers.
The Edison Park neighborhood is a perfect location for us to move to. They've got a big population of the Aedes aegypti mosquito here. It is a problem.
They carry dangerous diseases.
Diseases like dengue fever, chikungunya virus, yellow fever, all spread by this one mosquito.
The male mosquitoes are covered in a fluorescent powder, and traps have been put out to see how far the mosquitoes travel and how many they let out compared to the ones in the wild.
The purpose in being here is to still gather data about how far our sterile male mosquitoes will fly.
This will help them decide how many more mosquitoes they need to release in the future.
The plan is to continue to move to these other hotspots throughout the county.
Local in Fort Myers, Hope Salmon, NBC2.
I don't think y'all understand. I don't think y'all understand what's going on out here. This operation that's going on out here of depopulating specifically the minority dense areas. Now you heard Billy Boy make a joke. Not the poor people shouldn't be the only ones get to have fun after he released GMO mosquitoes into his TED talk as a joke, because these people don't care even about their own lives.
Right.
If they don't care about their own lives, you know damn well they don't care about yours. You know what I'm saying? Only you could care about your life. They release all these damn Frankenstein mosquitoes into the poor populated areas where all the poor is located at. You know what I'm saying? Some shit they've been experimenting in the lab. Now you know that stuff ain't safe. Now you taking something natural and you altering it like that. And you got to think about how mosquitoes operate. They literally replace their blood with your blood. So if you putting something inside, hold on real quick.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
If they putting something inside a mosquito,
oh shit, I ain't even
and that mosquito is transferring its blood into your blood and sucking your blood out.
Yeah.
Do you understand what that was happening? That means it's giving you something.
Yeah.
It's giving you something. It's giving you something and it's taking away something. That's wild right there. I don't think you understand ramifications of this. So if they releasing these out into the public like crazy and they coming out with different kinds of mosquitoes that they experimenting with, no telling what type of shit that's going to cause. There you go. More fair. Got people running. And then they're going to have you run to some more chemicals after that. They were like, oh, we got the treatment for that, for those mosquitoes out there.
They developing the vaccine now. That's why I was going to pull that up.
There you go. They love the hustle.
Yeah, the mosquito vaccine. Yeah, they developing. They already talking about more vaccines for the for the West Nile. See if I can pull that up. West Nile. Okay.
We don't even know what they even splicing these mosquitoes with. You know they can splice genes and shit. So if it's GMO, it's probably spliced genetics. So if it's spliced genetics, that means they can mix those mosquitoes with any old thing.
All right, so we can get into the breeding farm where there's Bill Gates and shit. I ain't breeding shit.
I'm Scott O'Neill here in Medellin, Colombia today, and I'm at the world's biggest mosquito factory for the World Mosquito Program. We're making in here 30 million mosquitoes a week. Come have a look. We're doing it for a very serious reason. Cities like Medellin have suffered from diseases like dengue, Zika, chikungunya for decades, but not anymore. We've been able to bring the solution of Wolbachia mosquitoes to the city. When this bacteria called Wolbachia gets introduced into the mosquito, it stops their ability to transmit dengue. We release mosquitoes that have Wolbachia. Now they go and mate, and Wolbachia gets passed into the wild mosquito population. If we're going to control these diseases in all the tropical cities of the world, it's going to require a lot of mosquitoes. The mosquito life cycle starts with the egg, and in this room, we've got a lot of eggs. Each one of these strips, these tiny black dots, are up to 10,000 mosquito eggs. Across all of these strips, about 1.5 million dried eggs waiting to hatch. In this tray, we've got the newly hatched eggs. They're little larvae, so small you can hardly see them. They're going to sit in here for a few days and eat and get bigger until they look like these ones over here. They're starting to turn into pupae. We're wanting to do the next step of sorting the males from the females. We want to do that so we can manipulate the sex ratio in the cages to be more female than male. The bottom ones along here are the boys, and the ones at the top are the girls. They're bigger. From here, they're going into the adult cages. We have adults that we continuously grow in what we call our brood stock. And then over here, we have the mass-produced mosquitoes getting ready to give us the eggs to go out directly into the field.
On all them damn mosquitoes.
It's crazy how it sounds.
Damn, so they breeding 30 million, what do you say, 30 million mosquitoes a week?
Yeah.
So where are they populating the world with these goddamn GMO mosquitoes?
Yep.
For 30 million a
Yep.
week, that means they populating the world with these shits, bro. That means they getting rid of natural mosquitoes and populating the world with these GMO mosquitoes so
Yep.
they can't reproduce.
No telling what that's going to do to the ecosystem.
Right. Exactly.
No telling what that's going to do to the ecosystem, y'all. It's knocking everything off balance. I tell you that. We in a world of trouble with these guys. We in trouble, man.
Motherfuckers run this shit. How? It's crazy, bro.
You might wonder, what do we feed all these mosquitoes here? Well, I can tell you, we've got the good stuff in here. On the top shelf, literally, we've got the blood. They love it. Once the mosquitoes are grown, they're ready to go out into the field. The first way is to get the eggs and package them in a gelatin capsule with food. Voila. There's 300 eggs in here and enough food for the mosquitoes to be able to grow. They just need to be dropped in water. The other approach is to take the adults themselves. Here we have 300, and they can be released off the back of a motorbike or even packaged into a drone for aerial release. Over half the world's
Packaged
population is
into a
currently
drone
suffering
for
from risk
aerial
of contracting these diseases. We have a solution.
You say pack into a drone?
Yeah, he said package into a drone
release.
for aerial relief so they can release them through a drone. Basically spraying the skies with mosquitoes out of a drone.
Half the world's population is currently suffering or at risk of contracting these diseases. We have a solution, and our goal is to scale and deliver it to communities around the world that need it.
They just letting this dude do anything he wants.
Yeah. They let him do whatever the fuck he want to do. God damn. Damn. Yo, that's insane, bro. Let me go back to the one where they was dropping them shits on the people, though. That shit was crazy, bro.
This shit happened. Started attacking people. Look at all these people. People are leaving. Look at this shit. It's attacking all these people. Out of fucking nowhere. It just started. We were just sitting here for hours. Okay, I'm getting out of here.
That
She
was
said, "I'm getting
last year. That was last year in Baltimore, Maryland.
She said, I'm getting out of here.
They gonna drop a whole bunch of mosquitoes on the crowd, man.
All right, so I ain't getting to this one. So this is another one. Another one where they using the GMO mosquito. So let's get into this one real quick. Matter of fact, if y'all ain't hit that like button yet, definitely make sure y'all hit that like button and share this live stream. Shout out to y'all that's watching on Facebook and on Rumble. Yep. Yep. Let's go ahead and get into this real quick. Dang.
The mosquito known as Aedes aegypti originated in Africa. Over the last 400 years, it has spread throughout all tropical regions of the world, transmitting viruses like dengue, Zika, chikungunya, and yellow fever. Today, this mosquito puts more than half the world's population at risk of dengue alone. But we made a breakthrough that changed everything. We found a way to prevent Aedes aegypti from transmitting dengue and other mosquito-borne diseases. Our method uses safe and naturally occurring bacteria called Wolbachia that live inside insect cells and are passed from one generation to the next through the insect eggs. Here's how it works. Wolbachia are found naturally in an estimated 50% of all the different species of insects. Insects that include fruit flies, moths, dragonflies, and butterflies. The secret to the success of Wolbachia is how it manipulates the reproduction of the insects it lives in to give itself an advantage. It works like this. If a male insect has Wolbachia and mates with a female that doesn't, then the eggs she lays won't hatch. If the female has Wolbachia and the male doesn't, she would lay her normal number of eggs. They would all hatch and all offspring will carry Wolbachia. When two insects that both carry Wolbachia mate, the eggs will hatch and all offspring will carry Wolbachia. Over a few generations, the number of individuals carrying Wolbachia increases rapidly until nearly all the insects within a population have the bacteria. We wanted to see if we could use Wolbachia as a way to stop dengue transmission. To do this, we would first have to move Wolbachia into the mosquito so that it would grow and be passed between generations. Using microscopic needles, we took Wolbachia from the fruit fly and injected it directly into young Aedes aegypti eggs. It took us thousands and thousands of attempts, but finally, we were successful. And once the mosquito...
So you think about it, they just doing this with the mosquito. You know they doing it with other insects, bro. Like they trying to replace all natural insects with just all GMO shit, populating the world with GMO
I
insects.
think those stink bugs and those lantern flies are both
GMO?
Yup.
Laboratory?
They shits might be even nanotechnology, bro.
Oh yeah, we can get into that too.
That shit might even be I'm talking about the stink bugs might be nanotechnology, bro.
Mosquitoes carried
all types of experiments going on right now.
Wolbachia, they naturally passed it on to their offspring without the need for further injections of Wolbachia. We then took the mosquitoes that contained Wolbachia and infected them with dengue and found something really exciting. The virus didn't grow well in the mosquito, and if it can't grow, it can't be transmitted between people. Our next step was to test the approach in communities where dengue had been a problem for years. Wolbachia mosquitoes were released once a week for 10 to 20 weeks, and within a few months, close to 100% of the mosquitoes had Wolbachia. Years later, they still do. The results...
You heard me, he said 100% of the mosquitoes got Wolbachia. 100%. 100%, bro. Which means they populated the world with this shit already.
Wow.
Already, bro. Damn, so I ain't even get into this one real quick. Let me jump into this real quick.
So they destroying the ecosystem and surprise, surprise, viruses pop out of nowhere, huh?
Yeah, exactly. So now y'all seeing what's leading up to all this West Nile virus shit that they pushing. Now y'all see.
Man, make sure y'all smash this like button, man, and share this video. Get this video out there. This is crazy.
Yeah. All right. 750 million mosquitoes released in Florida.
In May of 2020, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency gave the green light to release hundreds of millions of genetically modified mosquitoes in the Florida Keys. And I realize that sentence has a lot of scary buzzwords. Mosquitoes, genetically modified, Florida. So what's the plan here? Why are we doing this? And what are the potential risks? Mosquitoes are more than just irritating pests that cause itchy bumps and make me dread going outside. They're also considered the deadliest animals on Earth. The diseases they carry run the gamut from malaria to yellow fever, and their bites cause at least hundreds of thousands of deaths each year. Sharks, by comparison, kill about 4 people annually. One mosquito species in particular, Aedes aegypti, can spread several diseases like dengue, Zika, and yellow fever, and is considered a serious threat to public health. So much so that the Florida Keys Mosquito Control throws over 1 million.
See, look, all they doing is going through and spraying this shit, bro. And now they got the trucks riding around in neighborhoods, just spraying the pesticide everywhere to kill off the mosquitoes. But like I said, it's not just harming the mosquitoes. What about the other important insects in the area? Bees, ants, shit like that. Like they spraying this shit everywhere. And then it's it's harmful to humans. You know what I'm saying? People gotta breathe that shit.
The cancer rate high as hell in the world right now,
Yeah.
especially in the United States and Europe. It's high as hell. The cancer rate is high as hell, y'all. Off the charts. So all this shit is affecting us. All this shit is affecting our health, and they just not mentioning it. Like all this stuff these health problems that everybody's having is because the shit that they doing into the environment and the stuff that they putting in our food and water. Simple as that. And this is happening on a global scale. This ain't just happening in one place. It's happening more in some places than others. I think United States is the center of the poison. The center. And then you would probably say China's next. But definitely the US, y'all. Definitely our government is up to no good. They running all these damn experiments. They got all these clowns that they in bed with, that they using to run some of these illegal experiments, these black operations. And we all seeing the effects of it. All this sickness that's going on everywhere, all the cancer. That shit ain't just naturally appearing out of nowhere. This is from all these experiments that they got going on.
All these chemical plants.
Hell yeah.
Laboratories, yeah.
Hell yeah. This is from all these experiments. They got all these experiments they got going. And it's catching up to them because even they getting affected by the shit.
Yeah, look at Fauci.
Right.
Prime example.
I mean, he's what you call mad scientists. Like, they need to be locked away from society at this point because they don't even care about killing themselves and their own families. They to the point where it's like, let's poison us all. Everybody die. He dies. She dies. Everybody will die. It's like,
yeah.
Like,
So
it's like they don't even care,
in,
y'all. That shit is crazy
population.
to me. Them niggas is crazy as hell.
Let me get that. I gotta get the TED Talk. Bill Gates.
Man, make sure y'all smash
Population.
that like button and get this video out there, man. This is really important. These people really need to be brought to justice. Cause these motherfuckers is a lot of them are like they psychopaths and sociopaths, bro. They just a mixture of all that, and they got a whole lot of resources to do shit.
Yeah.
That's what we dealing with. We dealing with madmen with mad resources. Like they don't give a shit about their own life. They don't give a shit about their kids' life. They damn sure don't care about your life. If they don't care about their own life, you know they don't care about yours. You don't mean nothing. You just man, your life is just as important as one of the mosquitoes out there if you leave it up to them.
$1 billion and 6 pesticide-spraying aircraft at them each year. Despite eating up about 1/10 of their budget, these efforts only reduce the Aedes aegypti population.
Mind you, this shit being sprayed in the air, so this shit being sprayed over crops and shit like that too. So let's continue.
By 30 to 50%. So, years ago, the local government came to the conclusion that they couldn't go on spraying their way out of trouble. And in 2012, they contacted the company Oxitec. At the time, Oxitec was developing a genetically modified male Aedes aegypti mosquito designated OX513A that would die before it reached adulthood, unless it developed in water containing the antibiotic tetracycline. The thinking was if these males matured in a lab and were then turned loose in the wild, they would mate and their offspring would inherit the modified genes and die in antibiotic-free standing water when they hatched. Starting in 2009, Oxitec's mosquitoes began testing in the Cayman Islands, Panama, and Brazil. But there were concerns about whether mosquitoes bred to survive only in the presence of antibiotics would spread antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Others were worried about the consequences of some offspring surviving and passing on their modified genes. There's a chance the offspring could survive if they hatched close to places like sewage treatment plants or citrus orchards where antibiotics can accumulate. In the last few years, Oxitec has developed a new male mosquito that circumvents the issue of antibiotics. The updated breed, known by the designation OX5034, mates with wild females as before. But instead of the offspring all dying off, only the females die young. The male descendants that inherit the mutation can reach adulthood, mate, and continue the femicide for generations. Oxitec claims the total number of modified males will decrease from one generation to the next, eventually disappearing from the population altogether after 10 generations. In case you were wondering, the lifespan of an adult Aedes aegypti mosquito is between 2 weeks to over a month. So, why are they targeting the female mosquitoes in particular? Well, it's because the male mosquitoes don't bite humans. Instead, they can subsist off nectar. Only females draw blood because their eggs needed to mature, meaning that females are the ones who can spread disease. That's why Oxitec's plan to release 750 million mosquitoes into the Florida Keys isn't as counterproductive as it sounds. They'll all be...
And they already released them shit. So you see them in the helicopters, they already released them.
Bro, that's BS because you already know that the male mosquitoes is giving the female mosquitoes some shit.
Yeah.
That can transfer into us. Even if the male mosquitoes didn't bite, what about when the male mosquitoes come in contact with the female mosquitoes, and then when a female mosquito bite the human, it does that whole suck your blood and put its blood inside of you shit. Now it's already been affected by one of the male mosquitoes. See, they think they slick. Because it's the male mosquitoes, so they don't bite. But what about when they mix with the female mosquitoes? They transfer whatever is inside of them into the females. When they start mating.
Bingo.
Because the females don't know no different.
Bingo.
See, that's a problem. And the thing is, you don't even know what type of imbalance that's causing in the ecosystem for you to release those artificial males into the ecosystem like that. That's knocking things off balance. Man, they think we some fools. They think we boo-boo the fool. They think we boo-boo the fool, y'all.
So now they reporting that cases of death is popping up all over, due to this West Nile virus.
Right. From mosquitoes.
From mosquitoes.
It's easy to put two and two together, y'all. All of a sudden, they releasing all these mosquitoes into the public. Now all of a sudden, the mosquitoes giving people West Nile.
Yeah, carrying around the virus. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
If that ain't agenda,
come on, man.
If that ain't agenda based, I don't know what else is.
That's basically a given right there. You ain't even got to think that hard to put two and two together with that. You ain't even got to think that hard. You're like, you see all these news reports and all these TED Talks with Bill Gates GMO mosquitoes. Years later, now all of a sudden mosquitoes is giving everybody the West Nile inside the U.S. when the West Nile was never in the U.S. But now it's in the U.S. after all these GMO mosquitoes is just being dropped on crowds. Just put two and two together. We don't even need to say anymore. Just put two and two together.
They're carrying it, right? So this is all in the name of population control.
But why they always get crazy like this around election time, though?
I don't think it's just election time. I think it's an ongoing experiments, bro.
Nah, but I'm just saying they are ongoing.
Oh, you talking about far as like
promoting
promoting it in the media?
On things,
yeah, on the media, right?
When it comes time for election, it's like all these distractions around the election. I don't think that's by accident because you remember before it was COVID.
Yeah.
That everything, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
In 2008, when Obama took over, it was the financial crisis and it was the Ebola. Y'all remember that? It was the Ebola. They was talking about the Ebola breakouts. That was in 2008 when Obama took off. It was the Ebola and it was the financial crisis. Same thing that's happening there. Look, man, it's the same shit every year. It's the same. They use the same tactics. And what goes along with that? Somebody getting they showcasing a black person getting killed by the cops in the community or by some white person. That comes along with every election year too. The Trayvon Martins, all y'all know that the George Floyds, the Sonia Masseys, all those names start coming out during the election. The Ebolas and the West Niles and the COVID start coming out during the election. You know what I'm saying? And there's always some type of financial crisis that's approaching. Now it's all the goddamn price gouging that's going on out here with these corporations overcharging and the money devaluing anyway. At the same time while they price gouging. Price gouging on top of the money devaluing. Now they talking about West Nile virus and the mosquitoes that they put into the public. I guess they forgot that they told us that they released these into the public. Like that's how they think we're that dumb. That's how they look at us. Like they just got finished year after year telling us how they releasing GMO mosquitoes from a laboratory into society and how good that is. Now, a couple years later, now the mosquitoes is giving people West Nile. I mean, you can't even make this shit up at this point. Like,
No,
like,
sir.
come on. It shit don't even make no sense. They literally telling you what they doing to you. And people still don't say it. People will still say, well, that's a conspiracy theory. They just told you that we are releasing synthetic mosquitoes into society. Even Bill Gates even made this little joke. You know what I mean? No reason why poor people should just have all the fun. After releasing the mosquito at his TED Talk, so one lucky contestant in the crowd could get bit and get whatever's in that mosquito. But that they probably got the serum for to get it out their system. They probably just use some shit like zeolite anyway. Because they know what type of poisons that they got in those mosquitoes. They know how to get rid of it. But sometimes even they can't even get rid of their own poisons and they effed up. But it's okay though, because it's all for the cause. Even when they died from their own experiments, it's all for the cause anyway. Or the plan. Or they say it's all for the plan. Or something like that. Like the Umbrella Corporation on Resident Evil, if any of y'all ever followed that. Just straight crazy. Just straight mad scientists. They just don't care.
This is something when he mentioned about pretty much bringing everything down to zero, including people. So let's go ahead and
this equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. New vaccines, great job on new vaccines, healthcare, that's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase of about 1.3.
Pause that real quick.
The second,
bro.
So he's talking about a 10 to 15% decrease in the population through vaccines and healthcare. I thought that would increase the populations. I thought healthcare and vaccines was a good thing that will increase the population.
Yeah, he said.
Why would those things lower the population?
Yeah.
Why would healthcare lower the population? Huh? That's very interesting. Bring it back because that's what he said.
Then go over y'all head real quick.
Back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we see an increase.
Lowered at about 10 or 15%.
Of
the population
about
he's talking
1.3.
about. You might have to take it back a little
Oh yeah,
bit further.
right.
So they
Oh
can
no, but we gonna
understand that
pull up.
it's the population that he's talking about.
Yeah, but we
lowering.
gonna
How the
pull up.
hell do healthcare and vaccines and stuff lower the population? With their logic, wouldn't that increase the population because people have healthcare? So what he's saying is, if people have healthcare and they going by whatever the healthcare do for you when you're sick, and all the reproductive care and all the vaccines and all that stuff, he's saying that will lower the population by 15 to 16%. Huh. So y'all don't should we hit him with? Because I don't that's it's kind of confusing, right? Because you think with the healthcare system, if you got healthcare, you could live longer because you got healthcare. But he's saying that that's being used to lower the population. Huh.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
This equation has 4 factors, a little bit of multiplication. So you've got a thing on the left, CO2, that you want to get to 0. And that's going to be based on the number of people, the services each person's using on average, the energy on average for each service, and the CO2 being put out per unit of energy. So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to 0. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to 0. That's back from high school algebra. But let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%. But there we
so
see
they trying to get the number down to 0. The population as close to 0 as they can get it.
But who they targeting?
The last thing you want is a bidding war between countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are 60 million healthcare workers around the world who are keeping everybody safe. They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions.
Bring that back.
In our country, get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans. Most vulnerable populations get it.
What are they
to
targeting?
make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly. The last thing you...
These motherfuckers will tell you right to your face what they doing.
Tell you right to your face what they going to do.
They ain't hiding. They are not hiding.
Yeah, and I like how they try to separate, say, Blacks and Native Americans when we know that Blacks are Native Americans. That's trick. That's more trickery that they do. That's more trickery out there trying to tell you that the Native Americans aren't the Black people who are already here in our major cities. A lot of y'all niggas don't realize that y'all are Native Americans and y'all ancestors didn't come from no Africa. That's another thing. And these people is trying to keep you away from that information. It's the reason why they trying to keep you away from that information. Because if you knew that information, you know that you actually is the heir to this land over here. The niggas in the United States is the heir to the United States. Because the United States, the original Native Americans is the niggas that's populating the cities right now. Are the descendants of the people that... are the descendants of our ancestors who are Native Americans and didn't come from Africa. That African slave trade shit was a small population of people.
Yep, and then they used the census.
A small population of people.
Then they used the census to trick us out of our position by using the census, calling us mulatto.
Stole our land and used the census.
Calling us all the shit. The natives that so-called natives that's occupying those reservations. What, they ain't the original, so we know that.
And you know what's funny? And we know this. We 100% sure about this because we know our family history. We know our family history. We've had people in our family who lived to 103, 104, 110 years old, and we know that we are indigenous here. We know that 100%. And we know that majority of the black people in America are Native Americans. We know that 100%. We're 100% sure. 100% sure.
Let me pull up this.
100%. Unfortunately, they stole that from you. That's why when niggas do ancestry.com, they exclude the Native American part, because the Native American part will prove that the only Native Americans is the indigenous niggas that's here, that's in these inner cities. The niggas that's filling up Atlanta, niggas that's filling up Chicago, niggas that's filling up Philadelphia, niggas that's filling up Texas are indigenous. You just don't know that. All y'all niggas think y'all ancestors came, if you black, you think your ancestors came from Africa, and that's 100% wrong. Your ancestors was already here. Majority of the niggas in the United States. Majority. I'm not even playing with y'all. Majority. The black over here ain't the same black that's in Africa.
No.
You can tell that we're not the same.
Different
We
breed of
Mesoamerican. The black folks in America is Mesoamerican.
Exactly.
Like, we was always here. Energetically. Even when the land was one land mass, we was still occupying this side of the land mass. Because it has something to do with energy signatures that they know about, that they're using as weapons against us. They're using our own energy signatures against us because we don't even know who the hell we are. That's what's happening.
Well, we got the roots put on us by Alex Haley.
There it is.
We got the root, like we said the other day. We got the roots put on us by Alex Haley in that whole damn psyop TV show they put out, movie Roots, which all of us liked growing up. When we seen it, we was proud of it, but until motherfuckers woke up and realized that shit was a psyop. That was that nigga family. That wasn't all our family. See, they try to make it look like that Alex Haley story was all our story. No, the fuck it wasn't. That was
it wasn't all our story.
That was his family. That wasn't our family. And we know for sure that wasn't our fammy.
We 100% sure.
We 100% sure that
we
wasn't
know. Yeah, we know.
I mean,
we know. We know our family. We know. That's the crazy thing. We're like, damn. So you got all these black folks thinking that they came over on that damn slave ship when that was a small bit of the population. Most of y'all niggas' families was already over here.
So let's look at the original map before the United States took over. This is the Americas, the real America's map.
Yeah,
all the natives
we know what we are. We're Blackfoot. We know what Native American tribe we're from. We're Blackfoot, Sioux, and Cherokee.
Yeah,
we know. We know who we are, and we know that we know who y'all niggas are. We know that y'all ancestors are indigenous to the Americas. We trying to tell you, look, man, that Alex Haley shit was a big ass psyop. That root shit, that was a big ass psyop.
And they made sure they put that shit on TV and blasted. In all our homes, that shit was blasted.
And niggas, now they got the whole category of niggas call themselves African American. But I'm like, all right, but we indigenous to this place. So why the fuck African American? We're actually indigenous here.
Indigenous America.
Right.
Yeah.
They put it in all the movies. All these niggas, Africa. All these niggas talking about going back to Africa and all this type of stuff. They're like, we ain't even the same. You can tell we not the same black folks. You can see the difference between black Americans and Africans just by even looking at it. The energy that comes off of us is different.
Might I add?
Cousins, but we're completely different. We're not the same African. We're not the same black folks. We're Mesoamerican. We're Native American over here, y'all.
Might I add where hip hop started at? In the ghettos of Americas, not in Africa. Hip hop didn't originate in Africa. Hip hop originated in the ghettos of Americas.
Facts.
Different type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
Y'all really gonna be mad when y'all find out that Billy Boy Gates owned ancestry.com and y'all been sending y'all DNA to that nigga.
Sheesh. That nigga got the studies, don't he?
That nigga got the DNA of all of y'all ancestry.com niggas. So no telling what he doing with that.
Not only that, bro. You gotta realize when they start taking our blood at birth.
Right.
You know, when they start taking our blood at birth, you know, them shits get sent off, and we think it's getting sent off to test to see what type of are we carrying any type of diseases and all that. But no, that's DNA tested. They need that. They need that blood to run a operations. Because they know if they figure out what your DNA is, then they're able to attack that using certain experiments. Yeah, we fucked up when we start allowing them to take our blood at birth.
Right.
We fucked
Take
up.
our blood and give us birth certificates and
yeah,
social
we
security
fucked up
cards
doing
and
that.
shit. Yeah, we effed up.
Yeah.
They took our land and gave us birth certificates and
numbers.
Yep, and took our blood from us and got it in some bank somewhere to where they controlling our energy signatures through our blood. And no telling what else they doing with that shit. Could be cloning niggas, using the clones for stem cells and all types of shit they be doing.
Well, we know they use it for stem cells. You know, they use the the woman placenta and all that shit for stem cell research. But we know that all got all that stem
I know
cell.
better to send my shit in.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, I ain't
There's
sending
just some
shit.
of us that was just born to know this shit. Like, man, I know damn well I ain't sending my DNA to them niggas.
Yeah, they need an update.
What?
See, they need an update. That's what they need. So
Yep, they need that
they're using
update. Facts.
ancestry so they could be able. So you doing the work for them by tracking your family. You're doing the work for them.
Right.
That's what's happening. They don't have to do so. They banking on you actually doing the work and finding out your ancestry or your DNA, your bloodline. They bank on you doing the research for it, and then updating their system,
right,
where they can actually tap into your DNA.
Facts.
But like I said, when we fucked up when we started letting them take our blood at birth.
Right. Right. Right.
Because they could take that blood and reproduce a lot of shit with that blood.
Facts.
So you'll be seeing you'll have a motherfucker on that's identical to you all the way across the world, somewhere else in another country. A motherfucker be right identical to how you look.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? They'll populate a whole motherfucking you know what I'm saying?
A whole patch of land that nobody don't know about.
Yeah, with a bunch of fucking clones, basically.
Like the movie The Island with Michael Clark Duncan. I want to go to the island. Y'all niggas ever see the movie The Island? They had all the clones, all the rich people had clones just in case, and they used them clones as backup parts.
For
just
body
in case
parts.
if a nigga need a new heart, or a nigga need a new lung or something, they have clones in some secret layer to where they could just get spare parts from. Yeah, I wouldn't trust these type niggas with your DNA, man. Sending that shit off to them, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, you'll have a whole motherfucker look like you somewhere else in the country, all the way across seas, some goddamn where. Yup. Shit crazy, bro.
And then that open you up to them using some type of voodoo shit on you, because they could do shit to your clone. And like how they do the voodoo dolls, like how they did the voodoo dolls back in the day, but it'd be more powerful to do that shit with an actual clone.
Well, like you said, they what they did was they took our DNA, so they gave it control our energy signatures.
Right.
They control our energy wise.
Yeah, I wouldn't trust any of that shit.
Because
Even
the
though they
DNA
do have our DNA, but that shit, all that stuff have to be broken up soon.
Yeah, all that shit. No, it's already being broken up.
Yeah, it's coming to an end, y'all.
Yeah, that shit is already being broken up.
Mm-hmm. They just don't. They the last ones to find out. It's just the wicked individual is always the last ones to find out.
But the first should be last, and the last should be first.
Right.
All right. So, being as though that they're first with the experiments and shit, they the last motherfuckers to know.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah, because there's people that's being born on the planet right now that's disrupting all that shit.
Yeah.
And they've been here since the 80s.
And we want
and a little bit before
That's,
that.
that's us. That's us, motherfucker.
Right. So
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I know. It ain't just us though. It's,
Yeah.
it's,
But
it's
you know what I
plenty
mean?
more out there.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying. That's yeah. Shatter the paradigm, bro.
Yeah, this shit is over.
Gotta shatter the paradigm, bro.
You know, it's some people that's born on a planet that's able to see through the design, no matter how elaborate it is. You could just see it.
Yeah.
And that's the Most High doing that. The Most High is giving some people the eye of truth is what you call it.
Yeah, you can feel it. Though you can feel the
Yep.
vibration.
Yep.
Because it's not in line with the truth. You know what I mean? It's not in line with the truth. So anybody that has the truth in them and vibrating at a certain rate, they able to shatter anything that's not the truth. So they able to see through that shit. They able to discern it real fast. You know what I'm saying? And process it. You know what I mean? And put the motherfucking information out there.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it just, yeah, you vibing at a certain vibratory rate, then a lot of that shit is not going to align with you. It's not. You ain't going. You're not going to be in alignment with that shit. You're not going to even be in the agreement with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not vibing with your vibratory rate. Simple and plain. So anybody that's vibing with the with this shit that they pushing, they not gonna. Like we said, the first should be last and the last should be first, man.
Somebody said for your info, everybody's DNA is in the bank, took the COVID test, ever had a blood test in their life. Yeah, the thing is the ancestry.com shit is a little bit different because you gotta understand this guy is doing shit that even the people who been collecting our shit ain't even doing. You see, it's different factions that's getting a hold of your DNA, and when you give it with your consent and your signature, it's a whole different thing because it's certain things that they can't do. There's certain laws that they can't even break, but if you give them your consent, they can do that shit. And by these black op companies that this nigga is running, this Billy character, giving your DNA to them is something different.
This Billy character.
Because it's only so far that what the medical establishment could do with all them DNAs that they collect.
Yeah.
See, this individual is using it for a specific purpose. First of all, I think they looking for a specific bloodline, and they're able to make weapons to target certain bloodlines by having their DNA.
Absolutely.
Like I said, that's screwing with your energy signature.
Absolutely. Facts.
No ancestry.com tests show you Native American. They exclude that from the test because they don't want black folks in America to know that they're indigenous to this land. They still want y'all niggas to think y'all from Africa. So if any of y'all realize the ancestry.com tests do not show Native American results at all for nobody.
Oh, nope.
They show Indian, but Indian is not Native American.
And I've seen
Native American is the indigenous folks from the Mesoamerica before it was called America.
Facts.
It wasn't called America at the, you know what I mean?
Facts. Damn. Hey, but most people ain't privy to this information, bro.
Yeah.
'Cause they ain't really looking for it. But the people that are looking for it they're gonna vibrate towards it anyway. Because if the truth is in you and you got the desire to know the truth, then you're gonna vibrate towards the truth. Simple and plain. Because you telling yourself within inside, I want to know the truth. I desire to know the truth.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So your moral compass is your spiritual compass is gonna, it's gonna push you towards that. And you're gonna be able to see through all the bullshit. Because you're telling yourself within yourself, your higher self, you're saying, I want to desire to know the truth, the absolute truth. And when you start seeking it, you find whatever you seek, you shall find. You know what I'm saying? Simple and plain. You know. So shout out to y'all that's tuning in right now, because y'all ones that seeking, y'all seeking some shit, man. Y'all seeking the real. Y'all not just with the bullshit. Y'all trying to get to the, you know what I mean, the meat and potatoes of this shit.
Man, I be getting to hate that petty bullshit out there now, bro. Cause it's real information that needs to be talked about out here. Niggas ain't got time for the pettiness right now. This ain't that time yet. This ain't that time. Now it's time for shit to get real. See, it's a time for all that. It's a time and a place. It's a time and a place. You realize that shit's running dry though. That all that bullshit that's going on, all those distractions is running dry, bro.
Yeah.
It truly is. And it's gonna go even more dry when things hit the fan. Things already starting to build up, but shit is about to hit the fan, and it's going to start here in the United States.
Dang.
Give me most. I feel like COVID yeah,
definitely.
I feel like targeted a specific group of people with underlying health conditions. Facts.
Well, let me play it back for you.
It
want
did.
is a bidding war between countries for this vaccine. You know, we know there are 60 million healthcare workers around the world who are keeping everybody safe. They deserve to get this vaccine first. And from there, you want to do tiering in various countries to make sure your most vulnerable populations get it. In our country, that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
And the elderly. There you go.
Country that would be Blacks and
she said who the targeted
country
is.
that would be Blacks and Native Americans, people with underlying health conditions, and the elderly.
There you go.
To make sure your most
yeah.
Those sound like targeted individuals.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, same thing that Gimme Mo was talking about. You know what I'm saying? You see, it's all coming together.
Oh, they hit your channel last week with that? Yeah, they gonna do that. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely hit your channel with that.
Nah, but we fight this tooth and nail though, because this is the truth. COVID was taking out people with underlying health conditions. That's a fact. It was.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And you know what I mean? It's crazy. It's crazy how they just come right out and say this stuff. And if you repeat what they say, they try to hit your channels and your social media platforms for just repeating the shit that they said. Did this man say you gotta take the population almost down to 0? Didn't that man say that?
Yeah, he absolutely did.
And you talking about the population? They been talking about population control. They started talking about that in the world, not the World Health Organization. What's the other one? The World Organization. What are they called?
Who?
No, not the World Health Organization. The other one, the United Nations. The United Nations talks. With Rockefeller and all them at the United Nations talks in the 90s talking about population control. Because they feel like the world is overpopulated. Well, start with you and your family.
It's true.
Do you feel like it's too populated? Don't just be sitting back talking about it. Be a contributor if that's what you believe.
Yeah, they was pushing that shit all through the 80s. Population warning.
Yeah, the world is running out of resources. Population control. Population control. The world is running out of resources. They was pushing that shit to us even through the Scholastic. Any of y'all went to school in the 90s, y'all know about Scholastic News and all that shit. They was pushing that shit and all them little science pamphlets that they would give us in school with the latest programming from the government, telling us about the polar bears drowning when polar bears could swim like 25 miles straight, but they was drowning.
Man, this
Because
earth
climate change caused the polar bears to drown and shit like that. Then they have talking about how too much carbon is in the atmosphere, so we got less than amount of humans that's on the planet because we're breathing breathing out too much carbon and causing too much carbon in the atmosphere. So we don't need that many humans on the planet.
man, this planet is sufficient enough to feed a million lifetimes over. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's enough here to feed billions of people millions of lifetimes over, right?
It's just that they want to consolidate people down so they can control a certain amount of people. See, they can't control billions of people, and plus, it ain't meant. This world ain't meant to be controlled by a small group of people. It's not.
Duality ain't gonna let that happen in the
It's
first
not
place.
gonna happen. I mean, just think about throughout history, everyone that tried to conquer the world, they end up getting conquered because it's not meant to be controlled by a small group of individuals. It's not. It wasn't designed for that. This place wasn't designed to be controlled by a small group of people. That's why that shit never works out. Ends up backfiring. Y'all remember this guy right here? Y'all remember this guy right here?
Ironically, however, the very innovations that are making possible dramatic improvements in human well-being are also creating new problems, which raise the specter of an alarming and possibly catastrophic disaster to the biosphere we live in. And herein lies the dilemma that we all face. Let me illustrate. Improved public health has caused the world's infant mortality rate to decline by 60% over the last 40 years. In the same period, the world's average life expectancy has increased from 46 years in 1950 to 63 years today. This is a development which, as individuals, we can only applaud. However, the result of these positive measures is a world population that has risen during the same short period of time geometrically to almost 6 billion people and could easily exceed 8 billion by the year 2020. The negative impact of population growth on all of our planetary ecosystems is becoming appallingly evident.
Heard what he said?
The
Population
rapidly
growth.
growing exploitation of the world's supply of energy and water is a matter
Basically,
of deep concern. And the
population
toxic
growth is becoming
byproduct
a threat to our economy, he said, to the ecosystem.
Yeah.
But the
of
ecosystem
widespread
he's talking about is their economy. The way that they're running their economy. See, ecosystem and economy is the same thing. That's what y'all have to understand. Ecosystem and economy is the same word, is the same damn thing. So you gotta understand when they talk about economy or the ecosystem, they talk about their economy. And if you know anything about the Rockefellers, you know they own the economy. They own the economy.
Central banks, they got control of the central
Bingo.
industrialization of increased atmospheric pollution to dangerous levels. Unless nations will agree to work together to tackle these cross-border challenges posed by population growth, overconsumption of resources, and environmental degradation, the prospects for a decent life on our planet will be threatened. The recent UN meeting in Cairo is appropriately focused on one of these key issues, population growth. But the controversies which have erupted at the conference illustrate the problem of coming to grips with issues that are deeply divisive and which have a profound moral dimension. The United Nations can and should play an essential role in helping the world find a satisfactory way of stabilizing world population and stimulating economic development.
Stabilizing the
In a
world
manner-
population. Wow.
Right. Right. That means like Bill Gates said, more vaccines, sterilization. You know, Planned Parenthood plays a part in this as well, y'all. So
And he's saying they
that's
have a
just,
better effect on the on the economy. So he
yeah,
up there sound
on
like
their
motherfucking
economy.
Thanos. So he up there sounding like Thanos and shit.
Their economy.
Nigga sound just like Thanos, don't he? That's the shit that Thanos was on. That's why he wanted the power. That's why he wanted the stones.
Infinity Stones, yeah.
Yeah, the Infinity Stones. Yeah. Because he felt like it was too many damn people in the universe. He need to cut that shit in half so they can have more resources. So this nigga up here like Thanos and shit. Wow.
They like, hey, well, you already know what this shit is over, bro.
The masses are going to go through every ailment there is. You can't be worrying about that, because if we keep worrying about the trouble that the masses are in, we never cultivate anything among ourselves to get to the high level in which the masses going to be a part of. Because ultimately, all this shit got to be destroyed. This shit is over.
I am inevitable.
Who told you motherfuckers y'all could play God out here? Who told these motherfuckers they could play God? Y'all ain't the God.
That is sensitive to religious and moral considerations. Economic growth is, of course, an inevitable corollary of a growing population and is essential to improve standards of living. But without careful coordination.
So he's saying in order to improve standards of living, you got to get rid of the population of people. But you already know who they're going to target. You already know. We didn't seen Bill and Melinda mention who they targeting. And they targeting poor countries in Africa, and they scaling it. And they've done it.
You got it.
But you can't control that. You can't control that. You can't. That cannot be controlled. It can't. But yeah, man, if y'all ain't hit that like button, please smash that like button. Yep.
It's 20% off on the shop today, y'all. So make sure you head over there, nightandayherbals.com.
Yep, links pinned to the top. Y'all already know we got the detox drinks on there. We got the Zia Aid on there. We got the bath bombs on there. We also have the CBD sticks, the pre-rolls, and the vapes on there. And we have the lotion, the soaps, and the pain balm.
All
on the
20%
website.
off.
Everything 20% off, y'all. So definitely make sure y'all head over there and shop with us. Y'all know we ship out fast. Yep.
Yeah, we definitely need some detox. Everybody definitely needs some detox right now. All this shit that they got going on out here.
Yep.
For real. Yeah, I mean, like we said, they spray in the air, poison in the air, poison in the water, poison in all the food and all the other products we're using. Now they adding more poison to the damn mosquitoes that's biting us on the ass.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? You poisoning the mosquitoes that's biting us in the ass. They poisoning all the food that's in the ocean about with these genetically modified salmon that they launched in the ocean. Y'all niggas know about that? Y'all know about the genetically modified salmon that they launched in the damn ocean like 15 years ago?
Yeah, we definitely
That's
gonna have
another
to
whole live stream, bro.
Yeah, that's definitely one we're gonna have to get into. And then we want to get into it. It's another live stream we definitely want to get into as well with the prisons in the school system. We want to get into that. Matter
Hell
of fact,
yeah.
let's see if I can
Yeah, that's definitely. Now we ain't even gonna touch that yet. Don't even pull.
we
Don't
ain't
even.
gonna,
That's gonna. Yeah,
don't even
that's.
show them.
Nah, don't
I was
even
just
show
gonna
them.
show them.
Show
I
them
was
that.
gonna show them the
Don't even
picture
show them
and then
that
let
yet.
them know that's coming soon. It was just a little
All
preview with the picture.
right, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, I was about to say it's just a preview with the picture, bro. That's it. We definitely gonna get into this here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me pull the picture up though. Just a picture, bro. Yeah. Yeah. Pull this picture up. Hold on.
Yeah, we being shadow banned. We've been shadow banned for a minute now. For at least we've been shadow banned. That's why we telling y'all it's important to share the videos and smash that like button.
There we go. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah. Definitely gonna get into. Damn. Where we at? Where we at? Okay. Let me pull this up. So we might do this for the next live stream. Definitely gonna do this one right here. Yep.
I think we've done a live stream like that on Rumble already.
We did? I don't remember.
Yeah, we did a whole comparison of the two.
I think we talked about it, but I don't think we did. I think we talked about it. I don't know if we did that.
I mean, if anybody's paying attention or even care, the whole world is ran like a prison planet.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that though. We ain't gonna talk about
get into that. Yeah, so we get into that. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's a preview of that. You know what I mean? That's one of the topics that definitely need to be discussed that people aren't aware of, even though we're living in it. You know, it's because we was born into this. That's why.
Yeah, we ain't gonna get into too much.
No, I'm not even talking about. I'm just saying in general, we was born into everything that we're used to, so we feel like the norm is the norm, but the norm is really not. It's an illusion.
Dang.
Niggas been lied to, man.
Been lied to, B. So yeah, make sure y'all subscribe, hit the like button. Yep, 20% off on 90dayherbals.com. Links in the description of this video, pinned to the top. Shout out to y'all that was tuned in on Facebook and on Rumble.
All right.
Make sure y'all follow us over there on Facebook. Follow us on Rumble. Yeah. And we just gonna keep hitting y'all with these motherfucking real topics. So let's get it. Damn. All right. So on that note, man, guess we gonna get up out of here. Catch y'all on the next live stream.
Y'all smash that like button before y'all head up out of there.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, shit. Peace.
Do you have neurological pain, chest pain, heart palpitations, headaches, brain fog, anxiety, insomnia, fatigue, and abdominal discomfort? With all the environmental disasters and contaminants plaguing our land, water, air, and food, we need something to counteract all the pollution that is making us sick. This is where zeolite comes to the rescue. Millions of people have been using detoxification supplements to remove harmful toxins, pollutants, heavy toxic metals, as well as to balance pH levels. Lower the risk of risks like cold and flu, support the immune system, and improve nutrient absorption. What is zeolite? Zeolite is a volcanic ash that forms over time when ash and lava react with alkalized water, resulting in a compound with a very strong cage-like structure and a negative charge. Zeolite is one of the most fascinating and powerful nature remedies available. Great to detox and balance your body. Health benefits of detoxing. The removal of excess heavy metals can improve overall health. Detoxification helps balance a body's pH levels. This product provides 30 capsules, 1 month supply, ships within 3 days. Purchase now at Night and Day, netmarket.com, and haven't been evaluated by the FDA. We do not claim our product cure or treat any ailments. Please consult with your medical healthcare provider to see if ZeoAid will be right for you.
Push the button. Come on, push the button.
Yeah, come on, push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
Push the goddamn